Welcome, Commander Smiths.
We are the CommanderSmiths.
I'm Adam Smith.
And I'm Lowery Smith.
Don't worry.
We are cousins.
We are cousins, and Lowery is in a new damn location. Boom! Where are you, Lowery? What happened in the last 2 weeks?
I'm in a different basement.
You're in a different basement right now.
Yes.
There isn't that brick layer in the background and all that stuff.
Yeah, that brick layer was a fireplace.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. Never used it in 9 years, but moved, got it all done, and it is 3 days after we closed.
Woo!
And so this is not going to be my normal spot, but
this is your spot.
It's
for
a start.
Now.
Hopefully, I can get my shit together by next week. But
nice.
If not, maybe 2.
Yeah, it was kind of a fiasco, but we got it done. And
thank you for all the work you did too.
Yeah, other agents are not fun. But you have a gift there, buddy, that you need to open that I dropped off today, and is just for the cast. So, YouTubers, if you guys want to watch it on YouTube, you can see Lowery opening up this gift right here. This is kind of your little housewarming present. So
it's right on the mic. Sorry.
The podcasters, you guys won't be able to see this, but I'll do commentary. So he's taking the tape off.
Is that like a blanket? What is this? Is this like a Snuggie? Snuggle?
No,
what are they? It's a blanket? Is it a new robe?
It is a new robe. But it's a tiger print robe.
My wife gets scotch and I get a tiger print robe.
Yeah, dude, I've been wanting to get you a new robe forever. It's so I will warn you, I took it out just to test it out. I could put it on and I was like, ooh.
Oh, there's a hood on it?
Dude, there's a hood.
I'm down. I'm down with this. All right. Well, I mean, man, this is huge.
I know it's a lot bigger than what you.
Is this like from a real tiger or what's going on?
I know it's like basically like a blanket. I was like, oh, he might get hot in this thing, but.
All right. Well, give me a second.
Yeah, put it on. I gotta see this. So yeah, I got Lowery if you're not seeing the video, a tiger print robe. It's like a fleece type thing. It has a hood and everything.
That's a fucking
like that.
blanket.
It is a blanket. It's fantastic though, dude. I wanted it though, like, cause I got it and I'm like, damn, I want one of these, but it's Lowery's bit, so
it covers my ankles,
dude.
Yeah.
That looks amazing.
This is.
I actually kind of like you having a hood on.
Yeah, man, this is sweet. You gonna be jealous.
I am jealous.
The wonderful thing about Tiggers is that I'm the only one.
Oh man, I've had this idea to get a new robe for you at some point, and then your birthday's in spring, so I was like, God, it's warm out. You don't really want to. I don't know. And then it hit me on this because I was gonna get you some Magic cards, which I'm sure you probably would rather have than a robe.
No, I love this robe.
But it's not cheap stuff either. So I went and got like really nice quality stuff for you there.
Oh,
so,
it's soft.
Yeah,
it's legit. That's
sleeping that bad.
That's
boy.
nice. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, no problem. So that was your and I figured that you guys would share the scotch. So that was the other thing. I was like, yeah, they might have the scotch.
No.
Together,
That's all hers. I had one.
Yeah,
I had it
nice.
the night that we closed, and then
nice. Speaking of drinking, what are you drinking right now? Because it doesn't look like you're drinking a beer.
Boxed wine. I haven't gotten a chance to go to the liquor store yet. So
nice. Is that because of the gout you're doing the wine? Because the wine doesn't affect the gout. Is your gout doing all right since you moved?
With the move, I hadn't set up anything, so I came down here. Wife was making sure the kids went down, and I don't know how to mix a drink. So, and nice. I don't have the beer, so I just took the rest of the wine.
Because you were finishing up your beer before you left, so you didn't have to move it all.
I didn't move a single beer.
No, it went all in your tummy.
Got it all done.
Dude, I like the robe with the hood on. I know you're going to keep it on too. The whole time, the hood
we'll
part.
See. I might. I like it. I like the look. The more I cover myself, the better.
Dude, the best part is like I was searching for stuff. There's I tried to find like Game of Thrones type of stuff, but the cool ones was they had like Star Wars ones where it was like you were a Jedi, but it had all that stuff. I was like, that doesn't really work with Magic, but I don't know. So I'm drinking they had Oktoberfest still, so I'm still drinking that from Sam Adams. That's all.
I mean, it's only the 7th, 5th, 6th, 7th.
I know it's going to be gone, and it'll be
November?
gone for like 8-9 months. So I'm like, I'm going to drink it as much as I can at this point. Not like drinking a ton, just buying it when it's there.
Just chugging.
I'm just yeah. Okay, so I don't know if I said the episode 195. What are we doing today? It is kind of one of our go-to episodes here.
Commander 99. Oh, garbage.
Muff garbage. Oh, I guess I should have that like her yelling.
Doesn't matter. We also have.
There we go.
She's just so angry. Then we're doing Savant. I easily could be rusty. I don't know. And then we're doing Staple Versus. What did we end up doing? We're doing Beast Within versus Chaos Warp.
It's kind of a little thing. There was some discussion of our Staple Versus, and this was brought up as a random one that we shouldn't be using, and I was like, well, fucking hey, we're going to use it then. So it is going to be Beast Within is going to be mine, and Lowery is going to be fighting for Chaos Warp, which is kind of fitting because Chaos Warp, you love using that card. So I love
Chaos Warp.
Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic argument. And we can also discuss the winners of the last 2 weeks. So
yes,
be surprised about that. So, okay, so you got the gift, you got moved. That's pretty much all that's been going on the last 2 weeks.
And we got 2 new patrons since the last time.
Oh yeah. Let me get to that button really quick. Bup. And there we go. All right. So let's just get right into the episode here, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Well, we got 2 new patrons. Okay. You got the button ready? Are you ready for this? Cole,
can't even read.
Sorry.
Get to it.
Preemptive.
I said his name right. Cole.
Yeah.
Cole actually had the privilege of meeting at number 2's house and playing with him. Actually, a really good guy. Had a lot of fun.
You had the privilege. Okay.
I had the privilage of playing with him.
You're saying he had the privilege. I'm like,
he has the privilege of playing. Yeah,
where's I don't know. Just do
a beep.
Yeah. Hold on. I should actually. Don't worry. Just keep going.
All right. So I had the privilege of playing with Cole DeHermer, Cole D. Now we can see all your stuff in the background of you moving on the bed there, all your stuff. Cole D and Nick Bundy.
Welcome to a meat forest.
That sounds like a fairy tale of a meat forest.
Thanks, guys. You guys are
Thank you
awesome.
so much.
Glad you guys joined the Discord. You can also join the Discord if you donate $1 or more. $1 gets you into the Discord. Allows you to chat, allows you to see all the stuff we talk about there, whatever we post on there. $5 or more gets you the Proxy of the Week each month. And if you get, that is the common level. If you get to the uncommon levels, you can start to pick the foils, which we're in the process of working on, perfecting those, but you can get foil proxies as well. The free way to support the show is to jump on YouTube. Just go on there, subscribe. That's all you got to do. And if that's all you really want, but you know you're on YouTube, just go to our page and just like it and subscribe to it. And then you can see our other videos like, Lowery, what was your curated MTG from today? Do you remember? Protection.
Generals Kabuto?
Protection. Yes. That was a good card. That's you caught some people off guard that hadn't seen that card before.
I made the video like a month ago. So it's an equipment. And when it is equipped, it prevents all non-combat all combat damage dealt to it. And
then it also gives it like Shroud, right? Wasn't that it?
Yeah.
So it's protection not only from like you can't target it, but anything that does like blasphemous act or whatever, right? Is that non-combat?
I think that.
Okay, now we got to pull it up.
Let me read my. You keep going, and then we can come back to it.
All right. You could also the big thing on those videos is watch them and then watch them all the way through. Like them. That's the big thing. And then you interact with us there because that's where we get a lot of interaction lately. Has been YouTube on there, so that's really sweet. You can also check out the Proxy Time videos. I do Proxy Time live on Sundays at 7:30 p.m. Central. This last week was the last one of the Stranger Things cards, and I'll get back into getting regular cards mixed in there. The Stranger Things ones, It just took me a little bit because we had Halloween mixed in there, so I missed a week of doing proxies. So you can check that out. We also have other videos like the podcast. You can see our podcast is right here. Us talking in Lowery's sweet robe. And then also on YouTube, you can vote for when we do the staple verses. So that is one of the sections we take from our voting. So you go to the community tab on our page, and that is where you can vote if you don't have Twitter or you're not on the Discord. Speaking of Twitter, you can check us out there. That's where you can see some of the voting there. You can see when we post stuff from our videos, from, not sharing with Adam, mail day, whatever we decide to do on there. You can also direct message us there, or you can direct message us at our email, which is CommanderSmiths@gmail.com. And that's where I highly suggest where you send the StumpTheSmithSavant stuff.
Transition.
It's time for everyone's favorite game show, Stump the Smith Savant.
So the equipment is 4 to come out, 2 to equip, gives it Shroud, and prevents all combat damage. So Blasphemous Act would kill it, but attacking and blocking and all that stuff would prevent all that. All right, so if you guys don't know how this game works, I am going to read the flavor text of a card. Lowery is going to ask yes or no questions. Every yes, you will hear this.
Hello, boobies.
Every no, you'll hear this.
Wrong, 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 wrong.
He gets up to 5 wrong guesses, and he will get up to 3 clues. Currently, we have... What do we have? What did we decide? Completely forgot what we decided. Do you remember?
Did I lose last time?
No, because it was Jacuzzi. Let me see. I'm looking at my notes. I completely forgot what we picked.
I don't know if I remember either.
Oh, shoot. As you can tell, I did not buy the card to get to us because...
Did we already give away the Teferi?
Yes, Teferi went 2 weeks ago.
Okay, to the non...
It has to be something from a recent set, because that's what we've been pulling from.
I want to say we went back to the D&D.
Did we go to D&D or was it MH2? Because it was something that I spec'd on.
Did we do full art Yavimaya?
There it is. Boom. Good job. All right. Let me write that down really quick.
So if you can stump me, you could win a full art Yavimaya Cradle of Growth. Unlikely, but that's okay.
And we are at week 2, so if we get to week 4, we will add another card onto that. And this week's Stumper is Seth MCQ. So from the Discord, Seth's card here. So again, really quick, some of the rules that we did adjust over the last couple weeks. 1, we've always had has to be in 5,000 EDH rec decks or more. 2, if Lowery can get all what the card does, but what the card name is, he will get a bonus clue of what the initials of the card is. If he can't get that, then obviously he loses. And then the other part of this is send me your guys' cards, and you don't have to give clues. I know some people are probably worried that they have to give me clues. I'm not taking clues anymore because the format of this is the first clue is gonna be about what the art is. What that features. The second clue is going to be kind of what the functionality of the card does. And then the third thing is kind of where the set is. Lowery has to fill in all the gaps in between. So what I'm saying here is if you have one that's in 5,000 decks or more, send it to me. Email's the best because Lowery doesn't check that. Don't do it on Twitter because Lowery will see that. If you are part of the Discord, direct message me and I'll get you on the list. So all right, with that being said, let's finally get to our card. Again, Seth MCQ, this is from Seth here. All right, here we go. Why cling to these trappings? They are but tools and oh man, I should have read the card ahead of time.
I'll let you do it a couple times because it makes me... I feel like I've already heard it, so...
Tools and affectations? I don't even know what that is. Affectations?
Affections?
Yep, that's what it is.
All
Wait,
right.
affection. Is it though? No. affections would be T.
You want to show me the card and then I'll read it?
It's AFFECTATIONS. That's not affections.
I don't know.
Isn't that affectations?
I can't spell it in the air or anything. Okay.
It's not affections.
If I lose this one,
affections.
it's because you don't know how to.
I just spelled it for you.
Affectations. That could be a word, maybe. I don't know.
No, I've never heard of that, but it's affectations.
That's for me too. All right.
Okay, so
can you please reread that?
Yeah, I'm not even done with the reading it.
Oh, jeez.
Why cling to these? Why cling to these trappings? They are but tools and affectations. True wealth can be processed only in the afterlife. You know, I should have my wife pre-read this and be like, "Hey,
read
I
it out loud."
This word is.
Sounds great.
Affectations. It's not affections.
I have. Okay, so. Okay, yeah. Just.
Why cling to these trappings? They are but tools of affectations, which is AFFECTATIONS. True wealth can be possessed only in the afterlife. I think I said process the first time I read this. God damn, I'm fucking reading.
Don't worry about it. You're rusty too. Okay. So afterlife makes me feel like it's an Orzhov card. So like black or white. So people like right away I thought Smothering Tithe, and I am not 100% on that, so I'm gonna work my way through it. But other sets that deal with the afterlife would be like Theros, because Erebos was a big part of that. But right away, it makes me feel like it's a black or white card from the Ravnica sets. So why are you holding on to these trappings?
Why cling to these trappings? They are but tools of and affectations. True wealth can be possessed only in the afterlife. Sorry, that was a burp.
No worries. I'll take a first clue, please.
The art features a woman, a holy hammer, and a temple.
A woman, a holy hammer, and a temple. A woman, a holy hammer, and a temple. So the hammer could be the center of it, which makes me feel like it could be potentially an equipment. Talking about an equipment. Still, the temple still says white and or black. So let's do a quick guess. Is this card black and or white?
Hello, boobies.
All right.
Got something narrowed down a little bit there.
Also makes me feel like it is a permanent card. Definitely not a planeswalker. So could be a creature with a woman, but it doesn't seem like that's the case. So it feels like it's probably an enchantment, but let's go the general route. Is this card a permanent card?
Wrong.
All right,
One.
So this could end up being like a removal card, because that definitely took Smothering Tithe out. It's not an enchantment, not an artifact, not a creature, so it's instant or sorcery.
White and or black.
White and or black. It's talking about like, why don't you just die? So I feel like it's a removal card now. I'll take the second clue, please.
Text features a certain type of spot removal or drawing. Why cling to these trappings? They are but tools and affectations, and affectations. It's just the word. True wealth can be possessed only in the afterlife. It is a black and or white card. It is not a permanent. And the text feature, well, the art features a woman, a hammer, a holy hammer, and a temple. And then the text features a certain type of spot removal or draw.
Or draw?
Or draw.
Because I almost was going to go with Oblation, which that's a shuffle in a permanent at instant speed. It's white. Shuffle in, they draw 2 cards. But that clearly is not the case because it's not an or. That is removal and they draw 2. It's probably white's best draw card. Because you do it to yourself, draw 2 cards. Okay. All right. So it's white and or black. So that was my second clue. Instant or sorcery, black and or white. Let's take that third clue, please.
Okay, this only had one standard printing, and that came in Amonkhet. But it did catch a special printing in the mystery boosters. So it only came. There was only one standard printing, really one printing in Amonkhet, but it also caught a special mystery booster printing, which I don't even know what's in the mystery booster. So
everything is everything.
It's like that clue. Like I was like, I'm not gonna give just the mystery booster one because that's not gonna help at all.
Okay, so we know it's black and or white. It makes me feel like it's going to be black. Could be a multicolored card, but it feels like it could be black because they just don't allow white to draw. They just don't. Let's be honest. So let's narrow that one down. Is this a black card?
Wrong.
2.
It's a fucking white card? What the fuck? So it's spot removal or draw from Amonkhet. It's in over 5,000 decks.
Yeah, it's in 5,600 decks, so it's not. That's not like I'll always give you the amount just so you kind of know.
Yeah.
Unless it's a ridiculous amount, like if it's like that one clue, I gave it as a clue because it was like
24,000 decks.
Yeah, and you're like, God, this should be. I should know this.
Okay, so that was a good one. I'll admit that one. Amonkhet. It's from Amonkhet.
Mm-hmm.
White.
And or black. I'm just kidding.
It's not, because I said, is it a black card?
Yeah, I know. I'm just kidding.
So it's white. It's an instant or sorcery. I would guess I'm going to go with a sorcery at that point. So is this a sorcery card?
Wrong.
What the fuck? I am so lost.
You're just guessing the wrong side of everything.
Yeah.
If you'd go the other way with it, you'd get it.
They gave white instant speed draw. What? That doesn't. All right, hold on. Let me put my thinking cap on.
Yeah, put your hood up. All right. The Tiger King is what it is.
Okay, so it's a
hot.
white instant that's spot removal or draws. It's probably a draw.
It's a specific spot removal.
Yeah.
Or draw. The art features a woman, a holy hammer, and a temple, and only has one printing from Amonkhet and Mystery Booster. And you figured out, I haven't said it yet, but it's a black and or white card, but not black because you guessed no black.
Yeah, so it's a white card. Is this a white card?
Hello, boobies.
We just needed a hello boobies in there.
All right. helps me with my confidence.
Checking it off the list.
All right. So it's a white card. I wrongly guessed. So it's an instant though. It's spot removal, probably on artifacts and or enchantments. Because it's saying I have 3 wrong so far.
3 wrong, yeah.
I mean, if I don't have what's in my, I don't know. Fuck. So it's
This
saying,
one's tough.
make this one. So
Why
it's
cling
instant.
to these trappings? They are but tools and affectations. True wealth can be possessed only in the afterlife.
The spot
Are you-
removal, is that for an artifact and or enchantment? Or enchantment.
Hello, boobies.
All right.
Or draw a card. So this is artifact enchantment removal. Is the CMC of the card 3 or less?
Hello, boobies.
All right, so it's not awful. Or draw.
Until you can like name everything on the card, then I can give you the initials.
I don't think I
is the-
can. I don't think I can.
So you got to get CMC, the type of card, and what the text,
I
what
guess okay,
everything the
let's-
card does.
It's an instant.
Hello, boobies.
CMC, converted mana cost.
I'm at 3 wrong already.
Mm-hmm.
My goodness.
But I think you got to shoot for trying to get the initials of it, because I don't think you've seen the, like, this card isn't probably in your head. That's it.
Let's go with CMC. And it's 1 white, 2 colorless.
Is that what you're asking?
That's what I'm asking.
Hello, boobies.
All right.
So now you just need what the text.
2 colorless, 1 white. It's an instant, and it destroys an artifact and or enchantment. So maybe I gotta. No, that should probably specifically say artifact and or enchantment at 3 mana. Or so it's a modular card. Amonkhet, which is where they were killing a bunch of, like, making zombies and trying to get a bunch of planeswalkers. Jesus.
Should we have like a concede button too? Like you just like, I don't know. You're close to getting the card.
I hate conceding, but I don't think I have a clue.
Okay.
I'm willing. I'll concede.
Okay. Does the initials FTW help you at all?
For the win. FTW? No, I don't think so.
Instead of destroy, it's exile target artifact or enchantment. Does that help at all? And for the draw, this is where it gets sneaky. It's cycling is the draw.
I still...
Forsake the Worldly is the card.
I don't even know if I know that one.
I know.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's all
Nice job, Seth.
Yeah.
He gets a win in coaching his soccer team, and then he gets a win on Savant. Jeez, he's on a roll.
Yeah, so it is a common in Amonkhet, and then 5600 EDH Rectex. And so the art features a woman like putting her arms up, and there's a hammer that's like surrounded in like light, and that's why I kind of said holy, and then the temples behind her.
Okay. It's called For the Worldly.
No, forsake the worldly.
Forsake the Worldly.
Yeah, I tried to be a little more sneaky by saying, not giving away, saying it's cycling. Like I want to be a little more hidden with
that's
that.
sneaky shit. You got me.
Yeah. So, all right. So That one only made it 2 weeks. You guys are getting some stumps in here.
It's becoming not a game. I'm sorry.
it's becoming a bi-weekly or every other week giveaway for us.
We're gonna go poor on this one.
So congrats, Seth. You win Yavimaya, Cradle of Growth. We will figure out the next giveaway by next week. So if you guys want to try to stump Lowery, which, hey, it's free money right now. You guys just send it in and you're gonna get paid. But yeah, you guys can send those to our email at CommanderSmiths@gmail.com or direct message me on Discord if you're a part of that. So how are my levels? Are levels okay?
They're awful.
They're awful?
Yeah.
All right. Let's get this under control before we go to the next section. What if I like bring it to my face back and forth? And open my mouth.
That was better.
You want me to keep doing this?
I think you're good. Try it. No, not
keep
that. Stop. No. Yeah, I think you're good now. I don't know why.
It's because I was jerking off my mic is what I wanted.
It's like that's all I wanted.
Who am I? Your commander.
99 problems, but a bitch ain't one.
You're garbage! You sick old woman! Muff garbage! Muff cabbage!
Gosh, that just gets me amped to watch X-Men. That's all I want to do now. All right, so if you guys don't know how this works, we are going through the set of Crimson Vow. Always wanted Crimson Tide.
We do this for a living.
Yeah.
Crimson.
Which one? Crimson, not Tide. It's Vow.
Roll Tide.
Crimson Vow. We are going to go through the set proper and the few commander cards that were revealed and decide if it is
Commander
or
99
or
Muff garbage!
So, all right, we're going to work our way. If you want to follow along, you can either go check out Card Kingdom, put them in alphabetical order with the legendary creatures, or click on the link.
Yeah, I got the link below. That'll save you a ton of time and just go bloop.
Click on the link and you can follow along. So, Lowery, get the buttons ready because there's going to be a lot of reading and I probably, I can't.
Yeah,
the kid can't even, you're going to be in charge of the kid can't even read button.
All right.
All right, so Lowery, why don't you start us off with the first card in the set proper?
All right, set proper, Crimson Vow. It's going to be Angie, Maid of Dishonor. Whenever Angie, Maid of Dishonor, and or one or more other vampires enter the battlefield under your control, create a blood token. This ability.
What is a blood token?
Yeah, let me see if it has this. Okay. It is an artifact that comes like an artifact token. It only triggers once each turn.
Okay,
It's an artifact that has one, tap it, discard a card, sacrifice the artifact, and then draw a card. So that's what a blood token is.
In your feeling, there's still more to this card, by the way.
Yes.
Blood tokens, how do you feel about this ability?
I like them. But I mean, it sucks that it's discard and to draw,
right.
But I like it.
I'm so. I almost like shards better. Because weren't they more of the scrying stuff? Like the discard, the part that's hard with this is like if you have no hand, you can't activate it. So that's the hard part. Good. Like you were saying before, is it'd be nice if it was draw a card, discard a card, because then you can maybe even use the ability of drawing to make other things trigger. But I think it's interesting. It's a good another little token that we added. Okay, so what else does the card do?
So you can pay 2 mana, sacrifice another creature or a blood token. Each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. That's pretty sweet. I like that.
So a bit of battlefield under your control. So you can't do it multiple times a turn.
Correct.
But you do, when this comes in, you get a blood token whenever another creature or vampire.
It's not worrying about it being a token or not. So that's kind of nice too.
That's a good point. That's good.
But also just to think if it wasn't once per turn in an Edgar Markov deck would be fucking stupid.
Yeah. Yep.
So I get that.
I guess I feel like this fits more into Edgar
99
for me. like the 99. I don't know if I would just all around play with this one being the commander. I mean, see it being a commander.
Yeah, this totally fits into like that aristocrats style of deck, like paying 2, sacrificing, and then everybody loses 2, you gain 2. I like that part as a sack outlet for the commander or the 99.
But is it a little too much with the 2 to do it? You know, sacrifice a creature, blood token.
Most of those things, like when they're doing this kind of thing, though, is like 1. And 1.
I guess that's a good way to get rid of that blood token if you don't want to discard. This is an option to get rid of that.
Yeah.
So you're more on the
Commander
part, probably.
I would, yeah.
Mix of the 2. I think this would be perfect in the Edgar deck. Like you were saying, if this was out and you're, Edgar, I guess, triggers when you're casting vampires and then you get a 1/1. So you're already casting something. But yeah,
but you can like all out attack and anything that's going to block and die or like be blocked and die, you just sacrifice it and they still lose 2 life. Like,
yeah, because you're going to do that at instant speed.
It's good reach. I dig the card. As 4 mana for a 4/5. I totally missed that part, didn't I? 2 colorless, black, red, 4/5 vampire. I like the card. It might be a little expensive in that sack outlet, like you're saying, but I don't have any problems with it.
Okay. Next one is Dorothea, Vengeful
Kids can't even read.
Victim. You fucking douche. So this has a flip to this. So the front side is a white and a blue for a 4/4 flying legendary spirit. When it attacks or blocks, sacrifice it at the end of combat. It has Disturb. Oh, dang, I should have got the Disturb button. Yeah, thank you. Which is 1 colorless, a white and a blue. You may cast this card from your graveyard transformed for its Disturbed cost. So you're tapping 2. You can attack whenever it attacks at the end of combat. So you can swing in for 4. This seems like a really good like card in not commander formats. Swinging in for 4. But okay, so let me finish what it's in your graveyard. You can cast the Disturb part. It comes in as an enchantment aura, enchant creature. Enchant creature has whenever this creature attacks, create a 4/4 white spirit creature token with flying that's tapped and attacking. Sacrifice that token at the end of combat. If this would be put in the graveyard from anywhere, exile it. Not playing with this as my commander.
I mean, you'd have to be pretty aggressive with it. Yeah, so I would, because it turns it into like a Geist of Saint Draft.
Right.
But I don't know if this is a trigger. But that doesn't matter. That's like negligible at this point.
I guess
Dorothea, Vengeful
It fits
Victim.
as high as here.
99.
But I'm probably going to do this to it.
Muff garbage!
I don't think it's muff garbage. I think it's cool. I like the design.
2 for a 4/4
super
flying
cheap.
is really good.
Yeah,
Yep.
super cheap.
Swing in once, get that, and then flip it over and put it on a creature. The creature doesn't get any bonuses besides making the 4/4, which is good. Don't get me wrong. But
yeah,
the creature
put it
has
on
to
something
attack.
with like hexproof or unblockability, and then you don't have to worry about it.
It just seems like a lot of work.
Maybe.
I'm going back.
But
on
you
this.
also, I don't think so. I go 99.
We don't do enough muff garbage, and so it's my goal to be the muff garbage.
I'm not sure if legendary creatures should be muff garbage. That's a total miss if they did.
This next one though, I like this as a spin-off on our friendly guy Edgar.
Okay, Edgar, Charmed Groom.
Which, speaking really quick, did you know Edgar's over $100 at this point?
Yes, I did see that.
Ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. I should probably sell my extra.
Yeah, I know. All right, go ahead.
All right, Edgar, Charmed Groom, 2 colorless, black or white black, 4/4 vampire noble. Other vampires you control get +1/+1. When Edgar, Charmed Groom dies, return it to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control. Backside, yeah, baby. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a 1/1 white and black vampire creature token with lifelink and put a bloodline counter on Edgar Markov's coffin. because that's what the backside is. Then, if there are 3 or more bloodline counters on it, remove those counters and transform it.
This is kind of cool because it keeps flipping back and forth. It's like he dies, but he really goes into hibernation or whatever, sleeping for the daytime. And then you're getting vampires, and then he flips back over to a 4/4 that pumps those 1/1s that you just made, those 3 1/1s. Now they're 2/2s. And then he gets killed again. Like, it seems weird as your commander because it just seems like you cast him once, and then he just is constantly flipping back and forth from coffin to whatever,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't build a deck around him.
No.
But he fits in the Edgar deck pretty nicely, I would say. Because it would give
maybe.
Well, you give all your 1/1 vampires that you're creating with Edgar, 1+1.
It's just so slow.
So you're down here.
Muff garbage!
I think so.
Really?
I think so.
So now you're the muff garbager.
But it's
I'm a 99.
expensive. It's 4 or 4/4 that gives
It
other
is.
vampires +1/+1. So it's not bad. Like, I don't have an Edgar deck, so like that'd be on you. But like, where is this going to fit in comparison?
Edgar?
Like, that deck likes to be really aggressive, be able to play because you need to cast it to get those tokens,
Right.
and then Edgar has to become like Edgar in play giving counters is better than this, but like, so this might have a place in there, but like
I think for
you
sure it
you
makes a
might get
place
like
in there.
1 or 2 tokens out of it, and then like it hardly matters.
The crazy thing though about Edgar and vampires is you would think they'd be cheaper, but the good ones are more expensive. They're
Sure.
not that cheap.
Sure,
It's
sure.
more the beginning turns are ramping, getting your stuff out so that you can cast these nicer. They're
Yeah,
really
but
nice.
like,
They're
is that
cool.
nicer?
I'd have coffee with
That's
them.
my question. Is that nicer?
Well, pumping your vampires is always good, especially when you've been creating a bunch of little 1/1s. Now you've doubled your power. I this one I would go up to 99 only for Edgar decks.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you're not putting in an Edgar deck, what other deck are you putting it in? Like, that's the only deck this fits into. So it's Edgar. It's Edgar as a
99.
and if it's not in that, it's a
Muff garbage!
yeah. All right.
Glad we got that figured out.
Yep. All right. Is that me?
Yeah, that's you.
All right. Ruth. Baby Ruth.
Ruth.
Ruth. Tormented Prophet. This is 1 colorless, blue and a red for a human wizard. If you would draw a card, exile the top 2 cards of your library instead. You may play those cards this turn. This seems like a pretty sweet, I think I said it in the Discord, self-mill type card. It has that ability, but then also being able to play those cards.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can play the lands. You're never drawing again, though. That's the crazy thing about this card is you're never going to have a hand. So don't count on that anymore.
Yeah, like
anytime you would draw.
think
you're
of
exiling
brainstorm
2.
though. Like, look at the top 6 cards of your deck, and then you put the 2 from your hand on top, and that's a lot of power right there. And if you just cantrip and like it feels maybe stormy, I think Commander.
I think this is the only.
Commander.
It really goes there.
I think I think it could be in the 99, but like blue probably just has more options to draw.
I just don't see it going in anywhere but a self-mill type of deck,
I think storming out stuff makes a ton of sense there. Just like if you're able to like just have like cantrips and then like rituals that like, that get you more mana, and then you're just continually drawing and being able to, I feel like it's almost too easy in that regard.
Is there any? There are cards that do take advantage of if you have no hand. I feel like this you're gonna never have a hand again.
Sure.
You're not gonna go that niche with it, but it has that ability.
Yeah, Hellbent is not good. There's nothing there where you're like, oh my god, I want to be Hellbent. I want to use this card for its Hellbent, except for like Rakdos Pit Dragon and It's not
Yeah.
good.
So it fits though in the self-mill type stuff though. Like you could use the your Lab Maniac and all that stuff once you go through your whole deck.
Yeah.
The cool thing is you're not just milling yourself, you're also being able to play those cards that turn while you're drawing, and it's more of a draw deck. So I could see this being I'm not going to build it because I already have a Bruvac, which would be kind of similar. But this seems like it could be fun.
How about this? I'm going to be spicy and just be like, it's garbage. It's muff garbage. It seems interesting and cool. Garbage. I know.
I was the muff garbager. You have now.
Lowry is muff garbage.
I will.
Commander. It seems Lord interesting Commander. And cool, and I think it's going to be super powerful storm-wise, but it's just muff garbage.
Do you think
it's not going to be fun
in the douchey Zafai deck that number 2 loves so much?
Yes, it's in that realm of what number 2 likes and everybody else hates.
Douchiness.
And yeah, that's totally what is going to happen.
Hey, number 2. All right, you're on the next one.
Geralf, Visionary Stitcher. He is back and still not very good. 2 colorless, blue, 1/4 human wizard. Zombies you control have flying, which sounds terrifying, but blue. And then activated ability of a blue, tap, sacrifice another non-token creature, create an XX blue zombie creature token where X is the sacrifice creature's toughness. It's not bad.
It's a 99. It's a 99.
Yeah. I think it's too slow to be a commander.
Well, I mean, in blue, just strictly blue zombies, like what? I guess you can sacrifice other things that aren't zombies, but
yeah, it goes better in like a blue-black zombie deck.
Yeah. All right. We move on to our frog commander.
Ooh.
Oh, god damn it.
What?
Grolanock?
Makes sense to me.
All right. Grolanock, the Omnivore. 2 green and a blue for a frog legendary creature. Whenever a frog you control attacks, mill 3 cards. Whenever a permanent card is put into your graveyard from the library, exile it with a croak counter on it. You may play lands and cast spells from among those cards you own that have croak counters on them. Hey, this seems kind of fun. I mean, there isn't a lot of frogs, but there is a lot of changelings, so this seems doable. The nice thing is you're able to play the lands and cast its permanents, right? Permanent. So you aren't going to be able to cast spells from that. It's a commander. It's not a great one, but I think where it goes is a commander. You can't have this as a 99 because you're focused on frogs. And I wouldn't say it's necessarily...
I mean, it doesn't have to be frogs because...
Well, changeling stuff. Yeah, I guess you could do the also...
No. You can still, like, Windborn... No, not Windborn. Dreamborn Muse. The blue one. You can, like, self-mill because it's whenever a permanent card is put into your graveyard from the library, exile it. So if you're self-milling, you don't have
with the
to
card
frog
we just talked about... Oh, no, it wouldn't fit with the colors. Damn it.
No.
If you would draw 2 cards, let's get 4 or 3 color deck.
If you can pair them, partner them, woo, that'd be nuts.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. That's a really good point with the self mill because it isn't from that. It's just saying whenever a permanent is put in your graveyard.
Yeah. Yep.
Then you do that. But I guess my spot is Commander. I don't. Would you put it in a self mill deck like that? Because a self-mill deck is mostly going to be like spell slinging, right? You're not probably having permanence and land.
I don't know.
All right. Where are you putting this?
Garbage.
Whoa, what did I press before?
It was 2.
I did podcast body. My bad.
I think it's cool. I think you build it. I think it's Commander.
Mm-hmm. You have taken the crown of Muff.
I know. I am... super muffing right now.
All right, the next card we got here, Lowery.
It's gonna be Helana and Alina partners. Yeah.
They took away partner in the text and just were like, fuck it, we're not gonna make 2 different cards. We're just gonna put the card together.
Yep, because they were in Commander Legends from last year. So it's 2 colorless, red, green. Human Ranger, first strike, reach at the beginning of combat. On your turn, put X/1/1 counters on another target creature you control, where X is Helana and Alina's power. That creature gains haste until end of turn.
That seems like it could be kind of fun. I mean, you build a deck around pumping your this gal and then pumping your other creatures and have them get haste.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, do you waste throwing like? No, I wouldn't do giant growths. It would be I would put counters on this so it stayed permanent, but you just almost kind of turn it into a Voltron / multi-Voltron deck because then you're casting other stuff and making this one bigger.
That's going to be the problem, though, is because you're Voltroning Halana and Alina, but you can only pump up other creatures.
Yeah.
And so, like, you're putting a lot of focus on your commander as a Voltron.
It could
but then,
work, though, don't you think? I mean, think about
I'm not saying it's not going to work, and maybe it turns Wood Elves into a 4/4 or whatever.
Well, and I was thinking you kind of spread the threat around because this would be like, oh shit, that commander's. They keep attaching equipment to it and it's getting bigger, but also they're getting this guy big. Now we really have to worry about this. Or do you do things that have attack triggers so that you're casting them that turn, you're pumping them up and giving them haste to give you bonuses from that? Red and
I like it. I think this is something that could go in my Naeth deck.
So 99. I probably go commander. I think you could build around this.
How about
I
this?
think you could 90.
Is this just like a bad Xenagos? Like the
god?
Indestructible God? Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
And that card's ridiculous. This one I think is fine. Yeah. Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay. All right. Henrika Dominathi. 2 and 2 black guy to hate. I hate Commander 99 garbage days because this is all garbage to me because of reading. Can't even read. This is a legendary vampire. It has flying and it is a 1/3. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, choose one that hasn't been chosen. Each player sacrifices a creature. You draw a card and lose a life, or you transform it. And when you transform it, it turns into also a vampire that is a 3/4. Flying, Death Touch, Lifelink, has this ability, 2 black and 1 colorless. Each creature you control with flying gets Death Touch. With flying, Death Touch, and or Lifelink gets 1/0 until end of turn. That part's kind of me.
No, that's the part I like. I mean, it's expensive, but
yeah. I like the front side. The cool thing is you could transform it right away, beginning your combat on your turn. Because you don't have to choose the other two. You can just go, boom, I want this to flip over and start pumping my stuff up. I don't know. I think where I land on this one is more of the 99 because I'm not going to build this as my main squeeze on this.
Yeah, I agree.
think it's just it fits in a vampire. If it's in a Edgar deck.
Well, I was thinking that I wouldn't mind this in Alayla because all of those fairies have flying, so I can pump more if I want.
That is nice that it doesn't say specifically that vampires. It is saying the creatures with flying, Death Touch, or Lifelink. So or
Lifelink, and so and everybody sacrifices creature. If you have like flying tokens, you have plenty of sack fodder there, and then drawing a card is not bad, and transforming it, you get that anthem attacking effect. And
you know what would have been.
I like it. I like it.
What would have made this card even better? If in that it said creatures you control with flying, Death Touch, or Lifelink gets 1/0 for each one of those. That would have been sweet.
That would have been a cool one. I like that.
99.
All right, 99. All right, let's keep going.
Yeah.
These backs and fronts get a little longer with everything.
I think this is the last set we got to deal with it, though. This was the year was the flip year.
Year of the flip.
Yep.
All right.
Thanks, Wizards. All right. Jacob Hauken, Inspector, colorless blue human advisor. It's a 0/2. It can tap, draw a card, then exile a card from your hand face down. You may look at that card for as long as it remains exiled. You may pay 4 colorless blue. If you do, transform Jacob. Backside, Hauken's Insight, legendary enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library face down. You may look at the card for as long as it remains exiled. Once During each of your turns, you may play a land or cast a spell from among the cards exiled with this permanent while paying its mana cost. Without paying its mana cost.
Oh, without.
Without.
Okay. Your upkeep, exile top card of your library face down. That's good once you get it flipped. It's 2.
That
I'm
flip
not gonna
seems
go
expensive.
I know 6 is a lot. That's what I was like. I'm not gonna go garbage, but that 6 is definitely holding me back from it being a commander.
Yeah.
I think your highest is 99, but it flirts with that garbage because of that 6. But in commander, it's doable. But is it doable enough? That free play is kind of nice. Actually, it's not too bad. Think about this. You get to draw a card. Its ability by tapping.
Mm-hmm.
Draw a card. You can exile any of the cards in your hand. So if you have something that costs a crap ton that's in your hand, you exile that card knowing that you're going to tap 6 later to get that flipped. I guess you could almost play this as a commander if you're playing like a bunch of big spells, you know?
Yeah.
Like if you're playing mono rocks, really huge game winner type things, then that 6 isn't so bad, you know, because then you're flipping it, and then on your turn, so it's at any point during your turn, you can cast those spells for free. So it could be kind of crazy. I mean, think of what's his nuts, the one that every time you play a spell, return a permanent to somebody's hand. What's his name? Tidespout Tyrant.
Yeah.
I mean, he costs 7. Is it 7, 5, and 2? Yeah, he's 7.
7 or 8. I think he's 3 blue.
Yeah. So there's a lot of big blue cards. Is it enough for this to be a commander? I think I still stick with the 99.
It's, if we have to put it somewhere, I don't know where. I think it's a cool 99. I think it's something fun to play with.
I think if it splashed with another color, then I could see it being a commander.
Yeah.
You know, if it was like blue green or blue red, maybe blue black, like anything but just mono blue, it doesn't feel like it can fit as just a blue card. You could definitely do it. It's just not going to be good. The quote of it all is just,
I would just say build a better deck.
Oh boy.
All right, so we're both at 99. All right. So we got Catilda, Dawnheart. Is it Martyr?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That word I had trouble with.
Martyr.
Mart, yeah. 2 white and a colorless for a spirit warlock. It is power and toughness is star. We're going to find out what that is.
Ooh.
Flying, a lifelink, protection from vampires. Its power and toughness is equal to the number of permanents you control that are spirits and or enchantments. It has disturb.
Right.
3 and 2 white. So when this card's in your graveyard, you can cast it for that. Transformed. It transforms into another enchantment creature or an aura. Enchanted creature has flying, lifelink, and protection from vampires. It gets X+X, where X is the number of permanents you control that are spirits and or enchantments. If it would die, exile it, blah, blah, blah.
I kind of like the disturb cards, but I like playing with the graveyard a bit more. So I like it. I think it's 99.
99.
We'll just keep it there. Why don't we move
So
on
no
to the
matter
next
what,
one?
it's a 1/1 flying lifelink for 3, which is awful. But
And protection from vampires.
that's also but like it's not awful because you're gonna have either enchantments or does it have to go into a spirit deck? I think if it goes into an enchantment deck.
Enchantment deck would work.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. I like this. This is 99.
Yeah, I'll stick with that. All right, next one.
Ooh, I like this one. Odric, blood cursed because he's a vampire now.
Dun, 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 dun.
Colorless, red, white, legendary creature, vampire soldier. When Odric, blood cursed, enters the battlefield, create X blood tokens, where X is the number of abilities from among Flying, first strike, double strike, death touch, haste, hexproof, indestructible, lifelink, menace, reach, trample, and vigilance found among creatures you control. So that is a potential. Probably not going to happen, but 12 blood tokens.
Insane.
Yeah, this card, and it's a 3/3 for 3.
Is there any in those that isn't seen in either of these colors? Reach doesn't see that very often. That's normally like a green thing.
Yeah.
Menace is normally a black thing.
Yeah.
Double strike is a red thing. First strike is a white thing. Flying can be anything. Haste is a red thing. Hexproof, white thing. Lifelink, white thing. Indestructible,
White
artifacts.
and red.
Yeah, you could use that with artifacts. Trample is kind of a green thing.
It's a
And
red thing
vigilance
too.
Yeah, you're right. Yep. Vigilance would be a white thing. Okay, so we're missing probably 2. I think Menace and Reach are your kind of iffies, but it doesn't mean you won't get it with an artifact. But that's kind of cool.
This is
I
going
know Commander.
straight into Oscar the Grouch. Like,
so this is a 99 for you, but then this also
Easy.
could be. Do you think would you build it as a commander?
oh yeah, I definitely
I think
would.
It'd be kind of cool.
Commander.
I think it'd be kind of cool to build a deck with all the different things and just trying to.
I mean, you had the Lunarch Marshal, the last Audric that was printed, and like, did you do that there? No, I didn't.
The other,
I really
the other
haven't used it.
Odrics are all white, aren't they?
Yeah.
So all the other Odrics would fit in this as well, and they kind of take advantage of the same thing.
They don't actually have any. The first one might have first strike, but they don't actually have any of the abilities unless they're.
No,
giving
I'm just
all.
saying, like, they would work together with, like, this works with the, like, those would fit in this deck perfectly, right?
Sure. The first
Trying to remember.
Audric one.
What
I mean,
are the
that's
Odrics-
just.
what do they do again? I forget. They
It's like
do
when
a
it
similar
attacks
thing.
with 3 other creatures, you can control combat.
Okay,
That's the
that
first
one's-
one from a core set.
Yeah, that one's.
And
amazing.
then Lunarch Marshal is
it gains all the abilities that are on the field. Is that what it is?
for your creatures. So if you control a creature with first strike, all your creatures have first strike. And I'm not sure if that's each combat or just on yours, but
Yeah, so that would fit in there. I could see this being a commander. 99 or commander is definitely in the right spot.
I like the card. It's solid.
All right. Old. Oh, I get the old Rutstein.
Rutstein. Sounds gross.
It sounds like what,
Urban Dictionary that. Let's see.
I was gonna say. Damn, dude! Did you hear she got the old Rutstein? Yikes! But she couldn't walk for weeks. You're putting your hood up. All right, one. The old Rutstein.
Oh, boy.
I'm gonna somehow fit that into conversation tomorrow to Cindy. I'm like, God, yeah, I got Rutstein last night. So one colorless, a black and a green for a human peasant. Of course, those peasants would do that. They like the old Rutstein. When old Rutstein enters the battlefield or at the beginning of your upkeep, mill a card. If a land is milled this way, create a treasure token. Sweet. If a creature card is milled this way, create a 1/1 insect. A non-creature, non-land milled this way, create a blood token. And it is a 1/4. This seems fun. This seems like a 99. I'm not building a deck around this because you don't want to have to explain what a Rutstein is. But I'm definitely
99.
I'm definitely a 99 on this because that's kind of cool having the treasure token and all that. A 1/1 and a blood token. Are you muff garbage?
99. I don't think I'd ever use it, but it might be something that goes like, yeah.
I think most people will probably put this as muff garbage because people don't like milling themselves. They're like, God damn it.
And not just that one. And
Yeah.
so like it could be something that goes into my Vivictus Asmati, but I'm not even gonna try. I don't think I like that.
The interesting thing would have been if it said whenever you mill this or that, then it would make it a lot better. But it's saying it's in response to what this is doing is the only time you get the benefit.
If that's what it said, it'd be like the Dredge Commander. It'd be fucking insane.
That's a good point.
but it does not.
It does not. All right, next one. We see a character back again.
Olivia,
She's
Crimson
douchey as ever.
Bride. Oh, come on. 4 colorless, black, red, legendary vampire noble, flying haste for 3. It's a 3/4. Whenever Olivia attacks, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, tapped and attacking. It gains when you don't control a legendary vampire, exile this creature. That seems sweet to me.
Yeah, no, it's good. The other Olivia is just douchey because it always steals your stuff too. So it's just
It doesn't steal, does it?
Oh, it is from your
graveyard.
Oh, okay. They changed it. So
I'd love it if it said a graveyard.
Yeah.
But like, it's the flying and the haste. The haste makes it so that you play it and you're just reanimating something. The flying makes it a bit tougher to kill her.
Yeah, this is for sure a
Commander.
I think it could be a
build
both.
a deck around this.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Runo Stormkirk, 1 blue black vampire cleric, 1/4 flying. When it enters the battlefield, put up to 1 target creature card from your graveyard on top of your library. At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. You may reveal that card. If a creature card with mana value 6 or greater is revealed this way, transform him. Transforms into a 3/5 Kraken Horror flying. When it attacks, create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of another target attacking creature. If that creature is a Kraken, Leviathan, Octopus, or Serpent, create 2 of those tokens instead. So we have our creature big octopus.
Whoa.
That is going to be bleeped. That is going to be bleeped.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I didn't realize it was like I can hold it down and control the amount.
Octopus, Serpent, Kraken, Leviathan, Commander? Is that what we got here?
Yeah, I mean, I guess people have been asking for this. So I think I missed the Serpent part, but I was kind of excited about this.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. So what Kraken, Leviathan, and Octopus do I want to play with? I found about 5 between the 3. Maybe. There just aren't any that are like...
Mud garbage!
I mean...
I think so.
People will like to...
I think it's
people will like
super
to
casual.
Yeah.
Super casual. So, but the other thing here too is that you can still flip it and create tokens. You just can ignore the Kraken,
That's a good
Leviathan,
point.
Octopus, Serpent thing. You can and still get the tokens.
Yeah.
I think that's perfectly fine, perfectly playable.
You just don't get the double. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. And that makes it cheap and stuff like that. So it's definitely build around, but I don't think the tribal part of it is worth it.
But is it tough to get it flipped? Because to get it flipped, you have to have something that's 6 or greater that you're revealing a creature, you know?
Yeah, but I don't have any problem with that either. Like you can, the Titans, Frost Titan, Grave Titan, there's plenty of expensive.
But what I'm saying is it's not necessarily like reveal a card from your hand. It's top decking to hit that, you know?
But you can look at the top card of your library if you may. Okay. Yeah.
So it's kind of like a reveal.
Put up to 1 target creature card from your graveyard on top of your library.
Yeah.
So you can set that
enters,
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as a commander,
it's hoops. It's hoops.
There's too much. There's too much. You're gonna get screwed in the game. Like it's just.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm
Probably. Thalia, Guardian of Thraben's being reprinted. We have Tauren's Fist of the Angels, colorless green white 2/2 human cleric training, which is new. Whenever this creature attacks with another creature with greater power, put a 1/1 counter on this creature. Whenever you cast a creature spell, put a 1/1 green and white human creature token with training. Creature spell. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. That's 99 or commander to me.
99.
Commander.
Okay. I agree. I don't really want to break it down much more than that.
Yeah, it's simple.
Toxrill the Corrosive, 5 and 2 black for a 7/7 slug horror. At the beginning of each end step, put a slime counter on each creature you don't control. Creatures you don't control get -1/-1 for each slime counter on them. Whenever a creature you control with a slime counter on it dies, create a black 1/1 slug creature token. Tap a blue and a black, sacrifice a slug, draw a card. Yeah, I could see this being a commander. I like this.
I like it too.
It's really expensive to come out, but
yes,
when it comes out, it's doing stuff right away. Because at the beginning of each end step, you get you're starting to wipe the board, and then you get to get slugs and replace for that, and potentially draw off of that. This is also a slug, so if somebody's killing it, you can tap 2, sacrifice it, and draw a card. So there is also that. I dig it.
Commander.
I put it to a commander.
I'm down.
You're down?
I'm down. I like it.
All right, let's move on to the commander cards. So that was set proper. Let's get to our commander cards. We'll kind of move through these quickly because we are already. All right.
Donald, Herald of Wings, 2 colorless blue. It's a 3/3, and whenever you cast a non-legendary creature spell with flying, you may copy it, except the copy is a 1/1 spirit in addition to its other types. Do this only once each turn.
Commander.
99.
I like it both. The problem I don't like is that it's just blue. Again, I don't like the monocolor, but it fits in more decks that way, so which makes it a better 99. But being a solo commander makes it a little tougher, because the cool thing is it's creating the same card. So you can play these. Oh, it's cast non-legendary, but you can play these cards that have ETB effects or have tap abilities that are bonuses. It becomes a copy of that. It's just a 1/1, but it's also. It's kind of like the card that you had on Curated MTG, Nightmare Shepherd.
Yeah, just the reverse.
Yeah, so you're casting it and you're getting that. And it's a cast. It's not necessarily entering the battlefield. So I think this could be really cool to do this.
I think it's 99.
Yeah, that's why I hit both, because I think it's there. It's a little tougher for the commander if I get another color in there. Camber the Plunderer, 3 and a black for a vampire rogue. Maybe I should read both of these. Partner with Lowery the Diversion. This one is a 3/4 life link. Whenever a creature dies, you gain 1 life and create a blood token. We interrupt this podcast to let you know that after the podcast was recorded, Wizards came out and said that the correct text should be whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, instead of whenever a creature dies. We apologize for the interruption and return you to your podcast. Lowery the Diversion is 2 and a red for a human rogue. It is a 3/3. Partner with it. It has first strike, tap 2, sacrifice an artifact or a creature, goad target creature. So with the partners with each other, what happens is when you cast one of these, you can go search your library and put it into your hand. But if you're playing with them as your commanders, then they don't do that. You'd want it off to the side so it doesn't matter.
I'm going to go with garbage.
Muff garbage!
What the hell?
As a paired commander. And I don't think I like Lorraine, the red one, the Diversion. I would say I like the black one
As
in the
a
99. Yeah.
99.
But the red ones, I don't like that.
What? Whoa.
I don't like that.
Well, didn't we have earlier tap 2, the sacrifice an artifact or a creature, and it did the 2 life and whatever, 2 damage? And this, I feel, is better than the 2 life and all that stuff. I'd rather goad a 4-player game. I'd rather goad somebody's creature than hit everybody for 2 life and I gain 2 life.
Well, I think the difference there is this is tacked on 2 cards and you got to pay a lot more mana. And the other one is all encompassing. Like, it makes blood tokens and you can sacrifice them to have the thing happen.
Yeah, but this is a sack outlet to goad. Like, we know how bad goading can do to people. I don't need to. That's your choice.
Thank you for accepting my choice.
Why don't you grab our next two partners, and then we can move on to the last couple there. Then there's two left, because otherwise I'm going to be reading all the partners in the order that we were reading it. So it's the next Rhoda.
Rhoda. All right. Rhoda, Geist Avenger, 3 colorless white. It partners with Timon, Youthful Geist. And whenever Rhoda, a creature an opponent controls, becomes tapped, if it isn't being declared as an attacker, put a 1/1 counter on Rhoda. It has Vigilance. Well, that's not good. I gotta find Timon now. Timon, Youthful Geist. 4 colorless blue. And it has partner with Rhoda. Flying at the beginning of each combat. Tap up to 1 target creature.
Muff garbage!
Yes.
This one I would give Muff Garbage. I do like that it's at the beginning of each combat. You can tap up to 1 target creature, but it's for 5 for a 3/4 flying.
Yeah.
You're getting your other dude.
I mean,
bigger, I guess.
Yeah.
But Rhoda by itself, is that a good enough card?
No.
People tapping their creatures for their
no.
Yep.
Muff garbage!
All right, let's get to the other commanders. So we have Millicent, Restless. It's cut off. Revenant.
Yeah.
5 white and a blue for a Spirit Soldier. This costs 1 less to cast for each spirit you control. It is a 4/4 flying. Whenever it or another non-token spirit you control dies, it deals combat damage to a deals combat damage to a player. Create a 1/1 spirit creature token with flying. So whenever it or another non-spirit token dies, so there's a lot of ors in that sentence there.
Yeah.
So if it's dealing damage, dying, you get 1/1s for it. It costs 1 less to come out. This is your spirit commander. I mean, if you wanted your spirit commander, here it is. And that's pretty much where this is going, and that's it. It's either this or that for me.
I mean, I think it fits into Kaikar.
Which one's Kaikar? Which one's Kaikar?
Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 flying spirit.
Okay.
And then you can sacrifice spirits to create a red mana. And so I think this card's cool.
You're
right.
I know what one you're talking about. Yep. All right. And then, we have 3 more left.
And then you got Strefon, Maurer. Is that Joe Mauer's cousin or something?
Yeah. Minnesota jokes. Half the people or more people.
More than half. All right.
A lot of people don't get that one.
2 colorless black, red, 3/2 flying. At the beginning of your end step, create a blood token for each player who lost life this turn. Whenever Strefon attacks, you may sacrifice 2 blood tokens. If you do, you may put a vampire card from your hand into the battlefield tapped and attacking. It gains indestructible until end of turn. Each player who lost life this turn at the beginning of your...
I can see this being a commander. Not amazing, but I can see it. Again, vampires.
Like how many?
Vampires do cost a little bit more, but they're not that ridiculous that you need to work at getting them. Like if it said coming from your hand or graveyard, sure, that would be a lot better. I do like that it comes in attacking and is indestructible
for that turn. 99. You can definitely build it as a commander.
Moving on. Timothar, Baron of Bats, 4 and 2 black, vampire noble. It has ward, which means
if they want to target it, they got to
discard a card. Okay. Whenever another non-token, and it's a 4/4. I forgot that part. Whenever another non-token vampire you control dies, you may pay 1 and exile it. If you do, create a 1/1 black bat creature token with flying. It gains whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player. Sacrifice it, exile that card or bring back the card that you exiled to the battlefield tapped. So,
yeah.
Dies, you may pay 1, exile it. If you do, Here's my issue though. It needs to deal damage to a player. I think it's a good 99 but no, it has to fit in your vampire deck. Yeah, I guess it'd go in a
Black has enough to be a vampire deck. It doesn't have to have red or white. White almost adds nothing to it.
Where do I sit on this one? I don't go commander.
It's not garbage.
I don't go commander. I'll go 99 with Edgar.
99.
Garbage. This is garbage. Come on. Let's be honest.
Well,
6
I
is
thought
too
you
much.
said not garbage.
6 is too much.
That's where I was leaning, but you said not garbage. I was like, well, I guess I won't go. I don't know if I go garbage. Anyways,
We're being too mean.
Let's go to the card that you are going to build a deck around. That's what we're going to do.
I think that is the case.
Mm-hmm.
Umbrus, Fear Manifest. 3 colorless, black, blue, Nightmare, Horror. Umbrus, Fear Manifest gets +1/+1 for each card your opponents own in exile. Whenever Umbrus or another Nightmare or Horror enters the battlefield under your control, target opponent exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile a land.
It's 1/+1 for each card your opponents own in exile. That's pretty crazy. So you're gonna get nightmares, dude?
I actually
Or
haven't really
horrors?
looked into it. So I have wanted an Ashiok Eldrazi processing deck for at least a year or two. And so like they have like Oblivion Sower, whenever you cast it, you get to like all lands that an opponent has that are exiled come into play under your control. And there are other cards that do that and have different effects. And that is something that I want to do. And so this is something that really helps that because you want to be exiling. So I haven't even really looked at the nightmares or horrors.
And the nice thing is it's those are when they enter. Like those are just entering. It's not attacking. You don't need those abilities to go off for that to work.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Consuming Aberration is a horror. Just off the top of my head, and that card mills like crazy. It doesn't exile like crazy, but it mills like crazy.
Oh, so this would be a partial mill deck in a way too.
I don't know if that would be like an end game by any means, but
throughout that Maskwood Nexus, and then everything is that you could do some brutal stuff. Maskwood Nexus is just sick. That's a good card when you're dealing with tribal stuff. All right,
probably a good spec.
Yeah,
Commander.
I'll go with Commander as well. That is a good card. All right, so that was Commander.
Who am I? Your Commander.
99 problems, but a bitch ain't one.
You're garbage! You sick old woman! Muff garbage! Muff cabbage!
I just
Wait,
needed
that.
I
That
needed
last bit, is she saying garbage or cabbage?
It's muff. It's muff garbage, but it does sound like cabbage. I think she does say cabbage. Muff cabbage.
Okay.
Yeah. In the South Park episode, she says muff garbage, but then they say it so much it's muff cabbage. Yeah. Let me see.
Okay.
Oops, wrong one. I already moved my buttons over. All right, so now we are moving into
Excuse me, I believe you have my stapler.
Fight!
Staple versus. All right, so we have 2 weeks of results we got to reveal here. So we are going to, how this part works is we're just going to talk about 2 cards. Typically they're staples, or one is a staple, maybe one isn't. Lowery and I are going to make arguments for, we've changed it up to style a little bit. One's going to argue for one side, one's going to argue for the other side, and you guys vote for the winners. The last 2 weeks, so 2 weeks ago we had Lightning Greaves going against Swift Foot Boots. I was on the Greaves side, Lowry's on the Boots side. Let's see. What do you think won? Where do you
think Boots won, of course.
58% of the votes from Twitter, YouTube, and Discord went Greaves. Swiftfoot Boots got 42%.
Really?
What was the big one? Twitter got 63% of the votes. YouTube had 56%, and then the Discord actually flipped it. That means that our Discord people like you more than they like me is what happened there.
That's not how that works. I can totally see why Greaves won. That 0 equip is so good.
Yeah. Is that what your choice would be? Now we reveal our actual choices?
No,
yours was
I like
Swift.
Swiftfoot.
Yeah. All right, so now we move into Mystic Remora and Esper Sentinel. So I had Mystic Remora, Lowery had Esper Sentinel. Where do you think this went, and what is your feel on this?
I think Mystic Remora is going to win this because it has more like nostalgia and more history behind it.
Mm-hmm.
But I personally like Esper Sentinel better at this point.
Okay, so you were a true on the Esper side, and I was true on the Mystic. I think, and what we're about to see with the results, is I actually think nostalgia doesn't play a factor in this. We get a lot of votes that come from like new stuff. As you could see when we did the
That's true.
Salty 64, what won it? Hull Breacher,
like
it was a newer,
the newer stuff. Yeah.
So
okay,
Twitter, 53% voted Mystic. YouTube, 57% voted Esper.
Okay.
And then it comes down to the Discord. 67% of the votes went to Esper Sentinel. So overall, when you add up all the numbers, not like in the percentages wise, 56% actually went with Esper Sentinel. So again, the Discord sides with Lowery, so we know who they all love. No, I'm just kidding. So this week, what do we have?
Because I helped them with their decks.
Yeah, I know. Because I'm like, I don't even want to touch that. That is Lowery's thing there. We have kind of I don't know. Would you say it's a meme in a way? Not even a meme. It's kind of our made up meme because there was a discussion on how these all work, and we're gonna do apples to oranges
I'm fine
here.
with this. No, we're not. This is fine. This is what I like. Okay.
All right. So what do we got?
I'm gonna be Chaos Warp. You're gonna be Beast Within.
Mm-hmm. So Chaos Warp. What does Chaos Warp do?
It's 2 colorless red instant. Target permanent gets shuffled into that player's library. You shuffle it around, and then you reveal a top card. If it is a permanent, it goes into play directly, and if it is not, it just stays on top of the library. And it is incredibly crazy good removal for red.
Mm-hmm.
What does Beast Within do?
Beast Within is 2 colorless and a green, so we got the same CMC. It is also an instant. It is also targeting just a permanent, so it can hit anything. And this one, instead of doing the chaos of everything, it makes a 3/3 beast token for that permanent that is destroyed. It's funny because I want to make arguments for both sides. Okay, so let me make my argument on my side. So Beast Within, the nice thing is like you know what you're getting. Like,
yeah,
we've had Chaos Warp where you've done it to me, and then I've Chaos Warped into something either better. And I've heard stories. I don't think we've ever had that, but we hit the same card. Did we ever hit the same card?
I think we've hit. I think I've hit Iona, Shield of Amiria, and you shuffle it around, and then gets cut, and Iona comes into play, and then you just choose my colors, and I'm like, fuck. It gets worse for me.
And so that's the thing. And so I'm gonna like argue a little bit towards yours. Is like that's the fun part. Is like I like that kind of stuff too, because it's like no whammy, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy, stop, and you know it's all in that. It's kind of fun. The Beast Within, just knowing that you're destroying it and you get rid of a permanent, and this is what they're getting. But Chaos Warp, God, no, you do your arguments on your side. I'm not going to argue for you on your side. You do you.
Most of the time, it's going to hit a land, so you're ramping your opponent, but at the same time, you can hit a land. The
percentages are better to hit a land because you have more land than anything.
And especially if you add in non-permanent things, so like. More than likely, it's going to be a land or a non-permanent. And so it's just a really good trade-off. You're hitting something super good.
But I would say a land is better than a 3/3 creature that really doesn't matter. I'd rather hit that land than hit a 3/3 beast token that is not doing anything for my deck. You know what I'm saying? And that card that you are getting rid of is actually still in my deck. I can still get that card. Whereas destroying it, if you're playing Lowery, that might actually help him because he's like, hell yeah, it's in my deck, my graveyard. Well, I'll just play it because it's what I have. But most people, it goes to their graveyard. It's pretty hard to get it back out of there. So
that's kind of a good point. But that token can be turned into anything.
Yeah.
Or nothing. I mean, 3/3s aren't nothing either. Right? Like it's still a creature for those Crater Hoof decks.
It's kind of like gaining 5 life in Commander. Like, really? Is that really doing much?
I think it stops all of those random chump attacks. It's you got to make sure that your commander can get around it or whatever.
You're really trying to argue for a 3/3.
3/3s are better than you think. All right.
Is it better than a land?
Depends on what point in the game it is. I think the big thing is
there is a swing and a miss aspect to it, though. You could hit like an instant, like you were saying, a sorcery.
Yeah.
And then it's a getting rid of a card and you're not getting anything out of it.
I think the other way is like how I play with the 2 cards. I'm probably more aggressive with Beast Within. But with Chaos Warp, I hold on to it a lot more.
Wait for that actual, this is going to save the day type of thing.
And I'm probably, I'm more loosey-goosey with Beast Within because the longer you hold on to Beast Within, that 3/3 kind of becomes harder and harder to get rid of.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you use it right away or early or any point in the game, you somebody else can block it and it just doesn't come your way. But at the end of a game, you're just giving your opponent a creature. And that can be really bad when you're trying to end a game. Whereas Chaos Warp can be anything. Did you put that button on?
Oh shit. Yes. Oh, sorry. Yep. Totally did. Okay.
Hold on. You have a choice. You can have the boat or the mystery box.
What, are you crazy? We'll take the boat.
No, not so fast, Lois. A boat's a boat, but the mystery box could be anything. It could even be a boat. You know how much we've wanted one of those.
Then let's just...
We'll take the box.
We'll take the box. You gave up a boat for free tickets to a crappy comedy club.
Come on, Lois. You're acting like this is the first time I've ever done something stupid. You remember the time I was supposed to get that boat?
That's yeah, good up, son. I totally forgot. I even have a short version of that because we'll probably have that button stay on there because we made reference. That used to be my voicemail back in 2003.
So professional.
I know, and it was 40 seconds long, or 30. I cut it down. It's 20 some seconds long. But yeah, that's what I felt about Chaos Warp. It was it could be anything. It could even be the same card that's there. I don't know. It
can be. And so I think Chaos Warp, I would put Chaos Warp in there just for the fun of it.
Yes.
Because I think it is more fun. And it's still, it's still hitting anything and everything that I want. Because in comparison of between a 3/3 and a land, I think that's probably leans towards Beast Within. But for what you are trading off, with a guy, if I hit that guy's cradle, I'm fine with anything else.
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I would say for being a good card, Beast Within is probably the sure choice, it's okay, I need to get rid of this.
It's more consistent.
Right. Yeah. You know what you're getting, whatever. For the fun of it, I like Chaos Warp. And let me add one little point to your side. Then I don't want people to vote for you.
Oh, thank you.
Beast Within cannot kill Indestructible. Chaos Warp gets around Indestructible because it is shuffling it back into their deck. So you cannot deal with those kind of things. That's probably not how I should be debating and stuff like that. But
no, that's fine. You're pointing out good. I think at the same time, like,
now point out something nice about my card.
This. Yeah, let's try and do this. Like, if you're more political, sometimes you can be like, okay, how about I kill that thing that you don't really care about? You get a 3/3 and you get that extra blocker. That's gonna save your ass. But if you're like, if it's Chaos Warp, you're like, okay, I'm gonna target your thing and maybe this helps
an answer.
You. Or maybe I just hit their thing and maybe they get something better as well. Like, Chaos Warp doesn't, it's that consistency thing. It doesn't get you exactly what you want.
Mm-hmm.
But it might.
Or it might get you back the same card.
I think it's happened to me twice.
And somebody on Discord also mentioned that they did the same thing where they shuffled it in and got the same card. Okay. Here's where my conclusion is on it. Beast, kind of what I said before. Beast Within is like, this is like a good card. This is what what you're getting for the fun of the game and for doing a similar kind of thing. Chaos Warp is a lot more like it's a lot more fun that way, where it's like, all right, here we go, roll the dice, let's see what you get. There are some potential swings and misses. More than likely, you're hitting a land. Sometimes it's really good talker when you hit something that's even better than what you just got rid of.
Yeah, like that's okay. Let's use that as an example. I think that's really good. Like, how many stories do you have about Beast Within?
Yeah. It just happens all the time. Yeah. Is that
well, I mean, it's like you see it all the time, but you've never been like, oh, he fucking Beast Within in my thing, and then this happened. If you're like,
with every removal, it's like,
but not with Chaos Warp. With Chaos Warp, it's like, he hit my Iona, and I got fucking Iona back. That was insane. And then I just fucked him over.
So we're not going with the better card now. It's just more about what's the better story.
What's the better story? Yeah, that happens in people play D&D all the time. They just want to do a better story.
I can hear that. Okay, better card is Beast Within. Better story is Chaos Warp. I got it. That fits.
I didn't say that the card was better with Beast Within, but I think it's a bonus for Chaos Warp that you're going to have better stories.
Yeah, I got
you.
Yep,
that's gameplay right there.
A boat's a boat, but the mystery box could be anything. It could even be a boat. You know how much we've wanted one of those.
Then let's just...
We'll take the box.
That was the short version.
Acceptable.
All right.
Okay, I think we're good.
Yeah,
what will you choose? Yeah. What will you vote for? What would you put into your deck?
I should have that as a button. We should make that as your just... I don't know. Well, that's behind the curtains type of stuff.
What I do?
We can work your voice in and do, now it's your turn to make the decision.
Okay.
So yeah, you can go on, if you're on the Discord, you can vote there with either a kill him symbol or bread. No one is going to get that if you're not in the Discord. YouTube, you just check out the community tab on our channel, and then Twitter, we have the voting on there, and that normally ends a couple days before we record. So go on there, vote. I think that's about it, right? I mean, we're good? We're good?
We're good.
Shit. God damn it. I'm hitting buttons. All right. I forgot what we do. I was like, wait, I hit the end of the cast button. I was like, no, we got to do our signups. All right. That should do it for this week. We will catch you guys next week.
Thanks for listening.
See ya.
Bye.
Sega.
I love boobs. I'm talking tatas. I love boobs. I'm bunkers for honkers. I love boobs. Thanks for the memories. I love boobs.
My cup is dirty as fuck. Just got fingerprints everywhere. A little bit of red wine in there. I think probably a little bit of blackwash. That's fine.